you?
What did I join?
Yes,
to?
that's...
Hold on, wait. Just be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Say what?
What did I join to?
Hold on, shut the fuck up, Azur!
Oh, my bad,
Shut
my
up!
bad, my bad, my bad. I think it's
Okay, what'd you say, Akane?
Oh my god. When a dick is inside of a hole. Yes.
A hole? So your mouth?
An ass or a... That is not a hole.
Why? Wait,
That is a
how?
hole.
No, it isn't.
How? Why not?
Because that's not what it is. That's not sex.
How? Why?
What?
You keep saying,
It's
wait,
not-
wait, stop. When I say how or why, you keep just repeating the premise. I get you think it's not sex. I'm asking you why. Under your logic, the mouth qualifies for literally everything you just said. It's penetrative, it's a hole, so how is it not sex?
Okay, but oral sex isn't just you putting a dick inside of someone's throat. It could just be licking. That doesn't mean that it's...
Okay, so then it's sex up until you stick your dick in then. Or it's sex when you stick your dick in then. So oral is sex.
No, it's not, because not oral is like that.
Okay, do you think that... Okay, if I define oral as a woman sucking the dick of a man or whatever, right? Mind you, this doesn't... Not just licking, because this you're just licking a dick. I'm talking like actually putting it into your mouth and sucking it. What you're saying is the equivalent to saying it's not sex because the guy just rubbed his dick on your vagina, but he didn't actually penetrate or whatever.
That's not sex.
Sure, this is something I can agree with. So you'd have to acknowledge that as soon as she puts her mouth around that shaft, then she's mouth fucking it. It's sex.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so oral is sex.
That's not all oral is.
Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, we just solved this out. Oral we're defining oral to mean when she puts her mouth around the dick and sucks. Hold on. We're distinctively like saying that oral is specifically defined as like a woman putting her mouth around the dick and sucking, versus a blowjob or whatever. This is oral sex. Do you agree with this? Hello?
I don't believe that oral sex is sex. So
Now hold on, that's not what I asked you. Do you agree with this definition?
I don't agree that oral sex is sex.
Why is she avoiding the question, Taiyo? I have
She
no
always
idea.
avoids
Why
it.
is she
She always
avoiding the
avoids it.
question? Wait, what? Hold on. Why are you avoiding the question? I don't get this. So once again,
Because
if we
the thing
define
that you're
oral...
asking me if we're
I know you
defining
want to
oral sex
maintain
as
the
sex,
same
I
position
don't
for
want
some
to say
reason.
that, because
I
that's not
know.
the same
I know you don't want to, but it's according to your own
But
logic.
That's not something I agree with.
Okay,
I
I can
understand your
show you.
logic.
I can show you how you agree with it, right? Because your logic doesn't make sense, and you even acknowledge it, right?
Okay,
So we
but my
ask you.
logic is that when a dick goes inside of a pussy or an asshole, that is what I consider
Oh,
sex.
now
because
I'm
it's
going. I
penetrative,
hear you.
it's
I hear you.
intercourse.
Now I'm going to ask you, why does the mouth not count? Why?
Because that's not an intimate area.
What? You hold on. Hold on. This isn't your definition of sex. You verbatim said that sex is intercourse. We asked you to define intercourse. You said penetrative of a whole, and for some reason you limited to
not
just
just any
wait. You for some reason you limited to just the vagina and the ass. Then we ask you, well, why doesn't the mouth count if it's penetrative and it's a whole? You're saying because it's not intimate, which wasn't included in your definition of sex or intercourse. So why the hell does that matter?
Because it's not an intimate area.
Says who?
Says my definition to it. That's what you're asking.
Okay, when you say intimate area, what does that mean? What's an intimate
Somewhere
area?
it's not. Somewhere that's not covered, I guess.
Covered? So if I
Yeah.
cover my mouth with a mask, is that an intimate area?
No. Oh my.
You just said a place that's not covered. So again, what's an
Okay,
intimate
somewhere
area?
that's a place that people don't usually see. You know, people that usually don't have access to.
Okay, so my shoulder's an intimate area? I
I'm
cover
pretty
it with
sure
my
people have
shirt all the
access to
time. Say what?
People have access to that. That's not an intimate area.
You don't think that people cover their shoulders most of the time when they wear a shirt?
That is not an intimate area.
That you said an intimate area is just what gets covered and what people see a lot of the time, or don't see a lot of the time. A lot of people don't see my bare shoulders. Wait, during the pandemic, does mouths automatically turn into an intimate area because we're all wearing masks now? Okay, you just said, okay, you said an intimate area is something that people don't see a lot. A lot of people don't see my bare shoulders. I wear a shirt every single day.
Or like personal, like a private area.
Okay, so it's subjective then?
Yeah.
So why does this matter? Somebody else could just say a mouth is an intimate area, and your argument just means nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. People could consider oral sex as sex.
Okay, so sure. So when we say like a mouth, so you say like a mouth is not an intimate area. Again, what do you think an intimate area is? I'm still confused by this.
Somewhere that's private, somewhere that people don't have access to. It's a close area.
Okay, you think an intimate part of your body is just like a private part of your body?
It's a private part.
Okay, what do you mean by a private part now?
Like a sexual organ. Like
So you
genitals.
okay, so then anal sex shouldn't count as sex to you because ass is not genitals.
That doesn't. What? No.
Ass is not genitals.
It's not a genital. It's not a
That's
reproductive
a
organ.
butt.
So?
It's a private area. Your ass is private.
Well, no, I asked you what a private area is. You said genitals. An ass is not a genital.
Genital sexual organs.
It's not a sexual
An ass is not a sexual organ.
Your asshole?
No?
Yes. Not.
It's your poop shooter. What are you talking about? You're not supposed to have sex in the butt. No. Why do you think like we tear or whatever? You can get like medical diseases from penetration to the ass. Obviously not. You're not supposed to naturally have sex in the butt. You're supposed to have sex in the vagina. At least when it comes to nature aspect, absolutely not. It's not a sexual organ. You don't give birth from your ass. What?
Well, and I guess anal sex isn't considered sex either.
What? Okay, so the only thing that matters is vaginal sex then.
Right. That's what's
Okay,
considered
so if I won't use you as an example because that's weird because you guys are dating, right? So if I fuck a girl in the butt and I fuck 50 girls in the butt, am I still a virgin because I'm not having sex with them?
50 is a lot.
Pick that guy.
Yes, yeah, I will. So if I have sex with 50 girls but it's all anal, I'm a virgin, right?
Well, why's it got to be 50, man? That's.
Hold on. Wait. Before you answer, obviously this guy's interrupting. I have to remove him. Okay, what'd you say?
I don't really.
I'm a virgin because I had sex with you. Don't because I don't want to say it's dumb, but it's just kind of silly. Okay, exactly. So it's still kind of silly. That's why, right? Obviously, you're not a virgin if you're having anal sex. Now, once again, I have no idea why you don't apply that exact same critique to oral sex. You're telling me a woman could give like oral sex, she could suck the dick of 50 men and still call herself a virgin?
Sucking the dick is not the same thing as having sex with.
Why? You're begging the question. That's why I'm asking you why.
It's not going inside of
Yo, get a job.
Hold on.
Pick that guy too.
Hold on. Okay, wait, why would you say?
because it's not going inside of the
Oh.
pussy, meaning you're still a virgin.
Okay, so anal, you're still a virgin. It's not going in the pussy, it's going in your butt.
If
You're
I
still a
got
virgin.
fucked in the ass, it's
You're
still me not getting actually fucked. It's not
Okay,
me
but
having
you
sex,
just
not
said
me using other people.
a minute ago that oral doesn't count because it's not pussy. So anal shouldn't count because it's also not pussy. So if I fuck the ass of 50 women, if I literally bend her over and clap them cheeks up the butt, I'm still a virgin.
If it's not going inside, I guess, yeah.
so anal sex.
so
Okay, so anal sex. So again, a woman can get fucked up the ass and still call herself a virgin, then, right?
Oh yeah?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
She's never
Before we-
gotten fucked.
Here,
Before
let me
we
kick this
continue
guy.
the-
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
kick him
hold
right
on.
quick.
Wait, kick
Yeah,
Charlie
wait.
too. Kick Charlie, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta move from him so I don't accidentally remove you guys.
Boy, you're a nigger. Want to slit your throat and play with your internal organ.
Okay, so anyways, okay, so why is it only vaginal that counts? Why?
Because that's the only one that matters. It's the only actual intercourse.
Who? Hold on. What do you mean matters? What do you mean it's the only one that matters?
Because that's the only, like, actual thing that you're supposed to be doing when you're having sex.
Supposed to do? By who?
Between a man and a woman. It's just nature.
Okay, so when you say something, so when you say we're supposed to do it due to nature, what do you mean by this? I don't understand this.
It's reproductive. Having
Okay,
sex.
so are we virgins? Like if we have sex and don't have a baby?
No, but you're still using your reproductive organs. To
Okay.
Have sex.
Yes.
That's natural.
yeah, that's natural, but what makes that okay? So when you say that it's not sex because it's yeah, sure. So when we say a correct way to do it, right? In regards to what? In relation to what?
What do you mean? What are you asking?
Because when you say it's the correct way to do it, like it's correct in the way by nature, right? When we say correctness, what do you mean by this? Like, and correct in service of what goal?
To have kids.
Right. So it counts as sex because it's the correct way to do it because this is how you reproduce. So once again, by your logic, as long as we don't reproduce, we're not having sex correctly.
You're not having it correctly. You're not actually,
So it's not sex.
you know, like nutting inside of the woman.
So it's not sex.
It's still sex, but you're not getting pregnant.
Yeah, wait, hold on. So you said that we're doing it correctly if we're having like raw sex and we're giving and she's getting pregnant, but we're not doing it correctly. So what's the equivalent of us not having sex correctly and it just not being sex? Because can't we just have sex wrong, but it'd be anal or oral or whatever? What's the difference between it not being sex and then us not having sex correctly?
You're not doing it in an act of reproducing.
Right. So we're not. So we're still having sex. So we're still having sex. We're just not doing it correctly. Then, correct?
That's not actual sex.
Okay. So that's why I'm asking. What is the difference between us not having sex correctly and it not being sex at all? What's the actually difference there?
I'm so confused. What are you asking?
So if I were to have sex with a girl up the butt or whatever, you could simultaneously say A, that this is not sex, and B, you're not having sex correctly because it's not vaginal sex and she's not getting pregnant. I'm asking you, what's the difference between not having sex correctly and it not being sex at all?
What's the difference? The difference is that one, you're not actually having sex when it's anal or oral. Because you're not actively trying to reproduce.
And what's the difference between that and us like having sex but not doing so correctly?
You're still trying to reproduce, and you're doing it the proper way because your dick is inside of someone's pussy.
Wait, what?
You're actually trying to reproduce. Oral sex, you're not actually trying to reproduce. Anal sex, you're not actually trying to do anything.
Okay, so if I'm having sex with a woman, but I have a condom on, am I actively trying to reproduce with her?
No.
Oh, so I'm having sex incorrectly?
Because you're still doing it in the same way as if what you would do if you were reproducing.
Right, but I'm not having sex correctly though, according to you.
You're not correctly, right.
Okay, so what now I'm asking you, from that moment, okay, that's why I'm asking you. You say it's not, you can't say it's not sex and you say that it is sex, you're just doing it wrong or whatever. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either has to be not sex at all or it is sex, you're just not doing it correctly. So which is it?
It's not sex at all.
Okay. So you're saying that when I have sex with a woman and I'm wearing a condom or whatever, because it's not sex at all, I'm a virgin.
No, because you're actually putting your dick inside of someone's pussy.
Okay, but so it is sex. I'm just doing it incorrectly. So which is it? Is it not sex at all, or am I doing sex wrong?
Condom, you're just doing it incorrectly.
Okay, so can I have sex incorrectly via oral and anal too?
No, because that's not sex.
Ha! Okay. You keep saying it's not sex. I'm asking you, what's the difference between not having sex correctly and it not being sex at all?
Not having sex correctly would mean using a condom if you're using protection because you're not actually trying to reproduce.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to reproduce when I fuck her anally too. What's the difference?
Okay, but that's not sex because it's not penetrative inside the pussy. You're not actually trying to reproduce.
Why does that matter? If I'm actively not trying to reproduce in both cases, why does it matter?
What kind
because
of
you're not doing it inside the pussy.
So I'm asking you why does that distinction matter? You can't just repeat the distinction. Why does that distinction matter?
That's how it happens naturally when you go into you penetrate the pussy and then you nut.
Yeah, again, you keep saying natural or whatever, but do you think condoms are natural?
No, but we didn't use that back then.
Okay, so if we're talking about condoms, if we're saying condoms aren't natural or whatever, right? But you're still saying that that's
reproduction.
Sure. So, but they're not natural. So you're admitting then that this is a not natural way to have sex, yet it's still sex. So natural doesn't mean anything to you. So you can't. So when you say
How
rights,
does that make any?
so when you say rights, when you agree, then you can't appeal to, well, it's not natural, therefore it's not sex. You just admitted that having sex with a condom is not natural, yet it's still sex. So not natural doesn't mean anything to you.
You're still doing the act of reproducing. You're just not.
No, we're
doing
not.
it.
I'm wearing a condom. She's never gonna get pregnant.
That's also not true.
Okay, supposing the condom doesn't break or anything, obviously she's not gonna get pregnant if I'm coming into a bag, obviously, right? So obviously we're not having sex naturally. I'm wearing a condom. You just admitted it's not natural.
You're still doing the. You're still trying to. You're still the act.
No, I'm not. I'm wearing a condom. Do you think? Hold on. Do you think that?
You're still putting your dick inside of the fucking pussy.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you, Akane. I'm asking you. Akane, I'm asking you. Why does it happening in the vagina even matter if we're actively not trying to get pregnant?
It doesn't matter if you're actually actively trying not to get pregnant. You're still doing it. You're still acting as if you're reproducing. It's
No,
just you're not fully
no.
doing it.
How? She's never gonna get pregnant. How?
And anal is that there's no possible way that woman could get pregnant.
Much
at
the
all.
same as there's no possible way, assuming everything works.
That's not true at all.
Assuming everything works the way it should be. She's not gonna possibly get pregnant if I wear a condom.
But you're still doing it the right way you should be doing it.
Why
You're
does
just
that?
trying to-
Hold
you're
on.
still
You just said you were
protecting
doing. Wait. So you hold on. A minute ago you said we're not doing it the right way because we're wearing a condom. Now you're saying we are doing it the right way, even when we still wear a condom.
You're
So
still
which is
having
it?
Sex the right way. You're just covering it.
What do you mean the? What do you mean the right way? You said natural, right?
Right.
Is sex with a condom natural?
No.
Okay, so we're not doing it the right way.
Yo.
So we're not doing it the right way. By your logic, you just admitted we're not doing it the right way. So what are you talking about? What I'm saying is, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't just say, hey, sex orally and anally is not sex, right? Because it's unnatural, right? But then when you have sex with a vagina and you're wearing a condom, this is unnatural. It's not natural, but somehow it's still sex. Now it's just sex. You're just doing it wrong. Okay, well then wait. But then I can fuck a girl in the butt and fuck a girl in the mouth and just have sex, but I'm just still doing it wrong. Because in all cases, the case of the condom, the oral, or anal, she's never gonna get pregnant. Right now we're just having sex, we're just doing it wrong. I don't see what's the difference between, in your definition, not having sex at all versus us having sex and just doing it wrong. I genuinely don't see the difference between here. You keep saying because you're doing it in the vagina, but who cares? I don't see why this matters. You say it matters because this is still natural. But hold on, you say it matters because it's natural, but then I say, well, what if I'm wearing a condom? You say, well, that's not natural, so it should no longer be sex to you. It should no longer count as sex to you because we're wearing a condom. You said the only way it counts as sex is if it's natural. You just admitted that sex with a condom is not natural. Therefore, it shouldn't count as sex to you, which means if I fuck 100 women but wear a condom every single time and all the 100 women never got pregnant, by your logic, I'm still a virgin.
No, that's something like that.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense. So once again, I'm gonna ask you, how is it somehow sex? We're just doing it wrong if it's still unnatural.
My point was that even when you wear a condom, you're not actively trying to get the girl pregnant.
I'm not actively trying to get the girl pregnant when I fuck her anally too. What's the difference?
The difference is that you're going inside of her pussy.
So what? You keep repeating the difference. I'm asking you, why does that distinction matter? Why does that matter? Who cares? She's never gonna get pregnant. Say what? Yeah, I'm still. It's the act. You're saying the act of doing it in the vagina matters. I'm asking you why. Why does it matter? Why? If we're wearing a condom, why does it matter?
Because you're still doing it.
Why does it matter? Why does doing it matter? You can't just repeat the premise and say it matters. I'm asking you, why does the premise matter? Repeating the premise doesn't answer the question. Right, you keep saying it matters because you're doing it in the vagina, and then I ask you, well, why does it matter? And you say because you're doing it in the vagina. I'm like, well, why does doing it in the vagina make it sex if I'm having a condom? You said because it makes it sex. That makes no sense. I'm asking you why. Under your logic, it shouldn't be because we're having sex unnaturally. I'm wearing a condom, right? Hold on. Be quiet. I'm wearing a condom, right? I'm wearing a condom. By your own words, you said that this is unnatural. Say what?
That's just safety or protection.
Who cares? You said it's unnatural. Hold on. Hold on. Also, if it sounds like I'm getting angry, I'm not. I like debating. I get passionate or whatever, right? But anyways, I don't see you say that like, well, it's for your protection. Who cares? It's unnatural, as you admitted. You said that the only way it counts as sex is if it's natural. So if I wear a condom and do unnatural sex, it shouldn't be sex to you.
Oh,
No,
that's weird.
But that's not really that wasn't really my point to begin with. My point was that natural meaning, in nature.
Yeah, is it natural in nature for us to wear condoms?
No.
Okay, so we're having unnatural sex. So you said if it's unnatural sex, then it's not sex. So if I fuck 100 women wearing a condom, I'm not having sex. I'm a virgin.
But you're still doing the act of going.
Why does it matter? I'm wearing a condom. Who cares? It's unnatural. It's not sex to you. Who
Okay,
cares?
But a condom doesn't stop anything because you're still doing it. A condom
Suppose
is
it
literally just a piece
did.
of rubber.
Suppose it did. Am I having
It's
unnatural
just a piece of
sex?
rubber. That doesn't make it.
Again, so
that doesn't make it not
hypothetically,
It's still
suppose
doing
that.
the same exact
Okay,
thing.
Akane, my bad. I keep saying Akane because I watch One Piece, right? Akane, dog. Well, I can escape literally everything that you just said by suppose the condom worked every single time I used it. Hypothetically.
It doesn't matter if it works or not. You're still using a piece of rubber and you're still doing the same exact thing as you would do.
Is it natural? Is it natural for me to do that?
It doesn't matter if it's natural or not. You're still doing it.
It does matter because if it's it does matter because you said it only counts as sex if it's natural. So as long as it's unnatural, does it count as sex?
Okay, the only reason why I said that it's as if it's natural is because oral sex and anal sex isn't natural.
So neither is having sex with a condom.
Yes, it is because you're still.
You said it wasn't.
Okay.
Taiyo, am I crazy? She said it wasn't, right?
She did.
You said sex with a condom is not natural, so now it is?
It's not that it's not. It's not that it's natural. It's just that you're still doing the same exact thing as you would be doing. It's just
Cool.
the fact that
That's not what I asked you. Is it natural for me to wear rubber while I'm doing it?
That's not really like natural or unnatural. It's just meaning that you're using protection.
It's not natural or unnatural, so it's non-existent?
Okay,
What does that
then
mean?
That's not what I meant.
Okay, so is it natural for me to have sex with a condom, yes or no?
Is it natural? Meaning.
Because the reason why I'm asking you this is because you're appealing to nature about whether or not it's sex. So as long as it's unnatural, then to you it's not sex.
Unnatural.
If we're having sex in the unnatural way, then by your logic, we're not having sex at all, right? So by your logic, if I fuck 100 girls in the pussy while wearing a condom, I never had sex because I didn't do it naturally.
But that's not you not doing it naturally. It's just you using protection. This is you.
Okay, so am I? So am I doing? So am I still? So I'm still having sex. I'm just doing it wrong then, right?
It's not that you're doing it wrong. It's that you're just using protection. You're just covering something that you're not fully doing it. That's the thing.
So what does fully having sex mean? What does that mean? What does fully having sex mean? Wait a minute. So wait, stop. So wait, Akane, hold on. Wait, stop. So if I had sex with this girl and I'm wearing a condom and I bust a nut and she climaxes, we didn't fully have sex?
What?
If I have sex with a girl while wearing the condom in the pussy or whatever, right? And I bust a nut in the condom and she climaxes, right? We both got off. We didn't fully have sex?
You did.
Okay, so what do you mean by this case of like we didn't fully have sex and we wore a condom? What do you mean?
Fully having sex means producing.
Okay, so you're saying that in no other case besides if you're actually having a baby are you fully having sex?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
I
just said
know,
said it only counts if we reproduce. You just said that.
I guess, yeah.
So sex only counts when you have a baby.
Thing I've ever heard.
So sex only counts when you have a baby.
No.
That's what you're saying.
That's what you're saying. So as long as I fuck a
My
girl,
God.
even if I don't wear a condom, as long as my pull-out game is strong, then I'm still a virgin.
Bro, this whole
You're getting
conversation is
cooked.
completely off topic.
Whoa, I'm trying to distinguish. This is hold on. This isn't off topic. Hold on. No, this
Not
isn't.
off
No,
topic.
see, she's running away
is so
back to the
off.
premise. She's running away back to the premise because we actually had to
That's the
distinguish.
main-
Wait, Akane, this isn't off topic. Hold on, Akane, this isn't off topic because I need to. In order to make your claim necessarily accurate, I need to understand, what do you count as sex? What is sex? What is intercourse? You have to define these terms, because to me, under my definition of sex, your claim is ridiculous, and obviously to everybody else here.
Definition of sex?
I already said this, right? Well, hold on. My definition of sex doesn't matter because I'm not the one making the claim. You're the one making.
I know what your definition of sex is.
Yeah, but who cares? You're the one who made the claim.
Because you're trying to prove me wrong, but my definition.
Yeah, so it's your burden of proof, right? You'd have to. You're on the affirmative. You'd have to tell me what your definition of sex. You did, and I'm telling you how this is inconsistent with other beliefs that you have. So according to you, by your definition of sex, according to you, as long as we don't have a baby, then everybody's virgins.
Okay, no. Let me reset everything that I mean.
Okay.
Vaginal intercourse, penis inside the vagina. Okay.
Yeah,
Anal
that's what it
intercourse.
means.
I guess this counts as sex because the penis does insert inside of the anus. That
You're
does
saying
count as
oral,
sex,
it doesn't count,
oral
right?
Sex, it depends on the context. It depends.
What context makes it sex and what context makes it not sex? Yeah, but if you're having oral sex, you are literally penetrating the lips. You're literally penetrating the throat. You're penetrating it.
They do
verbatim.
call it oral
That depends
sex.
on
They
the
like in
context,
sex
does not.
ed class, they call it oral sex.
Yeah, hold
They
on.
wouldn't say sex if it
Hold on.
wasn't sex.
That's fine. That's fine. She can just disagree. That's fine. Anyways, regardless, right? You say I don't understand how you. If we're talking about penetrative, it literally does penetrate though, like verbatim, literally full stop.
Not all the time is oral sex.
Sure.
penetrates,
So
not.
up until it does penetrate, then it's sex. When it does.
Then it's considered sex.
Okay,
Yes.
so as long as we
Depends on the
define
context.
oral sex by the penetrative, like a mouth or whatever, when the dick penetrates the mouth and the girl sucks it or whatever, that's oral sex. Licking it doesn't count, kissing it doesn't count or whatever. When it penetrates the lips, then oral sex is sex, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right. It depends on the context.
Okay, that's it.
So oral
No,
sex is
because
sex,
she's
right?
no, because I don't.
Also
Wait. The
sex.
reason why I'm stopping the discussion here is because she hasn't said anything I disagree with. I can agree to that, right? If you lick somebody's dick, you didn't like have oral sex. You didn't have oral sex with this person.
Even it's
If
a
you
sexual
kiss it
activity
or
and
whatever,
you're
right?
stimulating someone's genitals, it doesn't mean that it's sex.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that because like I wouldn't count like giving a hand job as sex. Yeah, I wouldn't count that.
Exactly. Okay then. Okay.
Right,
Okay,
but
is
you're
putting
you're
dick down your
penetrating.
throat considered
But
oral sex.
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Well,
that's considered oral sex.
right, sure. So fine. So
Unbelievable.
no, she's saying it's sex when it actually penetrates the lips and goes down the throat or whatever, which is something I can agree with. It's not sex if you lick it. It's not sex if you kiss it or whatever, right? You wouldn't have sex like you wouldn't say that like, oh, if a guy got like rock solid hard and managed to come off of a girl just poking his dick, that this counts as sex. Obviously not. This is ridiculous, right? Even if he came and everything, this is ridiculous, right? So just because you get sexual satisfaction from a thing doesn't count as sex, right? The penetrative thing is the important distinction here. Now she agreed that like oral sex, if we define it this way, it penetrates the mouth or whatever, right? So oral sex count as sex as long as we're acknowledging that oral sex is defined as penetrating the mouth and going down the throat. So she agrees. It's fine. So GG's. Anyways, what's next?